So it's the morning after the big floods. Just check it out, there's still heaps of water. This whole area was underwater. And just check out here. Looks like a damn war zone. All the mud and that, all the garbage has just come down to this low point. And have to be a bit careful here because it's very muddy and slippery, so. Wow, just check it out. It's like a war zone. It's just, and this is one of the better areas where it really didn't get affected that much. But yeah, you just see the devastation all over the whole city, Denpasar, everywhere. There's houses collapsing into the canals, there's trees down, you know, there's mudslides up in the mountains, there's all sorts of shit going on. Who really knows the damage that's been caused? So anyway, we're going to head out, just check out this. Oh my God. Can you see that in there? Look at that. Just crammed up under the bridge. Wow. So anyway, we'll head down through here and over and have our morning walk on the other side and see what it's like. Wow, just check this out. This bridge was underwater yesterday. It was just rushing past it. Look at all the crap that's just clogging up under the bridge, you know. They got these grills there to stop the plastic going through, and it's just caught so much stuff. Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. And this isn't much of it because a couple of bridges up has caught most of it, and it's just fully blocked up there. Like, it's hit the bridge and it's just stacked up like 6 metres high of rubbish, so that's stopping a lot of stuff coming into here. But it's definitely the biggest like flash floods that we've had for a long time, you know. It sort of happens every year, you know, just before the wet season starts, because everyone's throwing their rubbish in the drains and sweeping their offerings down the drains and all their rubbish in the rivers, and it blocks up all the drains. And the same thing happens every year, not quite to the extent as what's just happened, but every year there's a problem, teething problem, you know, cleaning all the drains out ready for the wet season. But this was not a usual rain. It was absolutely massive rains. All this extra stuff. I'll just come onto this bridge and show you how much here. Like I said, up there, a couple of bridges up, it is just massive, the amount of stuff that's there, you know. It's completely blocked up. Look at this. Logs, sticks, garbage, bamboo. Now this is, you know, 1.5 meters thick, 2 meters thick. Wow, it's just like this all the way along. So I'd hate to see Denpasar. Now, you can't even get into a lot of areas because there's still just water everywhere. You can see I just come down the bottom of Glog Charik. Well, half of that was blocked off yesterday. It was just water. Look at this. Big tree stumps and that. Look, big palms and that. Just one of them will block it up and then it all just catches behind it. Huge logs. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to clean up this mess. I thought I'd come down this morning, this whole area would just be chock-a-block full of rubbish, but obviously because these bridges, other bridges are blocked up here, it hasn't been able to get through. But apparently this was underwater yesterday. So all that house over there, all that was all underwater. So up over the banks here and all over through the car park was all wet. So yes, not good, but it'll flush out the drains. Now they know where to clean and they shouldn't be a problem, you know. It's sort of coming on budget time too, where each area and provinces and things like that all over Indonesia are allocated so much money for the year to look after the area, fix the roads and do, you know, for the schools and blah blah blah. Well, that's why a lot of work always going on around the end of the year and around the wet season. You'll see new footpaths going in, new drains going in, things like that, because they're trying to spend the last of the money what they got left before they get their new budget. And every year they're putting new drains in and fixing stuff, but they keep upgrading them and upgrading them for years and years. They've been doing it as long as I can remember. They fix the drains, they make them a bit bigger, and they still just block up. So, yes, the water is definitely a big problem. That's why Jakarta, the capital, and the parliament and everything like that is moving up to up into Kalimantan and that, up into the Borneo Island, and that's going to be the capital of Indonesia. They've been building the city up there for it for a long time, for a few years now, and maybe 5 or 6 years or more. And because Jakarta floods like happened here last night all the time, and you know, so it's not an uncommon thing, you know, mudslides, cities getting washed away because the building standards aren't that good. Yeah, it's sad, but it's reality and it's just life, and the people are really resilient. They just punch on through it, clean it all up, and it's gone and forgotten quickly, you know. So now I'd go into some of the other areas and film it, but nah, it's just too there's no way you're going to even be able to get into. Everything's backlogged up now a couple of days because no one could do anything, nothing could be delivered, nothing. There's still areas you can't get into, so there's not much use me going and hunting it just to make a video, you know, like hunting the floodwaters and that. Just give you a quick look at what's been going on. You know, I thought this would be blocked up with zillions and zillions of plastic, but wow, just look at all the bottles. It's all right because someone will get in here and pick up all them bottles and recycle them, but these big gates here are designed to catch the rubbish, and it's a little offset thing off the main river, and everything's supposed to hit those gates that were blocked up, come this way into this, and these things are like conveyor belt. When they're on, they go round and round, they catch all the rubbish, goes into a conveyor belt straight in the back of a truck, but they never use them. They're never on, never, you know. Never ever seen them working. So, and there's another lot up there further too, where it is all blocked up. So, if they had all these things going all the time and employed more people to clean up everything properly instead of relying on things like Sungai Watch, which are private companies and that, to clean up the rubbish in the rivers, this sort of flooding problem wouldn't happen as much, you know. Got the big truck, the special. Okay. So these are the rescue, and I suppose they're coming down to see how much damage is done last night around here and stuff. I bet you they're being busy, real busy. So I'd say this emergency services thing, they'll be down here, they're going to unblock all the shit around the bridges, I suppose, try and drag it away, and they've got a little boat on the roof. So, yeah, and try and get things back to, very quickly, it'll all be back to normal again, you know. Doesn't take too long, a few days, and most of it will be cleaned up. I'd really like to get into the, you know, the back of Denpasar there and see the damage and what it's caused, because there's a lot of people homeless at the moment. They've just got nowhere to go. Everything's been washed away and washed out of their houses, out of their yards. They've lost their cars, and motorbikes have just washed away like it. Yeah, it was pretty full on. Yeah, to an extent that I've seen it like this before, but not for a long time. And there's a lot of people, yeah, homeless at the moment. So, but everyone's onto it. There's a lot of organisations helping the people and putting up people to stay while they get back in now. The water's gone down and clean things up a bit. So here comes all the police and that down. I don't know what they're here. They've all got little boats. So they'll be coming here for the clean-up, I suppose. Yeah, got little boats and yeah, straight onto it. Straight on to fixing shit up, which is really good actually. So anyway, we'll head through here to the little tunnel. They call it a tunnel, but it's just a little dip in the road where one overpass goes over the top, and that was completely flooded last night, and cars were just driving into it, and was over the roof of the car, and a lot of cars got lost in there. I suppose it's cleaned up now and the water's receded, but at the bottom of it, there's two little box drains, about 600 millimetres square box drains to run all the water away from this tunnel, and obviously they were blocked up or just too much water coming in and it couldn't handle it. So we'll see if that's cleaned up now. I suppose it is because the traffic up here is moving, you know. It's moving a lot, so I'd say it's already all cleaned up. But we'll see if we can have a look, or pull up some footage off someone else and see what's going on. Okay, so you can see as the bypass new arrived from Sanua going through to Nusa Dua, and this here is like an underpass. They call it a tunnel, but it's an underpass. And this was absolutely full of water, like 3 metres deep of water in here, because the drains, if you can see it, you can't really see the drains, but right here under me and one on the other side of the road is a drain, and it's just not big enough to take the water, and cars would just drive it into it. It looks like it's all dry now and all good. So yeah. So this is a good little park actually. No one really comes and hangs out here, but yeah, you got the big statue here. Alright, we'll get back on the bike and we'll head back up through to home. We'll see what else we can see on the other side of the river. We'll head down the other side of Taman Punching and I'll show you just what was going on there. Now the water was up. This is Taman Punching canals, and this is Jalan Taman Punching, and this is the other side. And you just see all the rubbish and that here. Look how much plastic, and that's just washed up here. Just so much of it. Anyway, this will all disappear quick because I'll come and recycle it. But as you can see, the riverbanks, I'll go up further and show you the riverbanks here. You've got the grassy section up there. It's 3 or 4 metres high up to the main road, Taman Punching Road. And it was all underwater, this whole lot. Everything on both sides was all flooded. So we'll go up here on the other side and we'll have a look. Wow, so look at this. Just check this out. Every pole and every tree is just stacked up with rubbish around it because just caught by the water. Now the water was up here over this road as well. It was right up over the road. So this is, look at it on the other side. Seriously, it's just, this is a nice area. Everyone comes and hangs out of an afternoon and all that. And like I said, there's a 2.5 metre drop just here, and it's higher up here. And all this was flooded out. Look, all these little side streets are still flooded down in here. All these yards, look at down in there. The water was right across the road, all through these buildings, and just completely flooded the whole lot. So the water was probably up a good 5 or 6 metres, you know. We'll see what we can find up here. Wow, just check it out. Just around every tree. Yeah. Around every tree it's just like this, you know. So it'll take a lot to clean it all up, you know. They'll get it done. You could see on the other side the emergency services were getting straight into there. You see down in these roads, the low-lying roads, the water was right across the road here and just completely flooded out all these roads, and there's still water down there on all of them, look. So, yeah, it's pretty devastating really what happened. And this is the good area. This is not the really badly affected areas, you know, like in Denpasar, it's just, there's just a lot of stuff just gone, you know. And so many people lost their motorbikes and cars, which aren't insured, you know. So, and because so many rooms and houses were flooded out, well, look at it down in there. Because so much was flooded out, people are just homeless. A lot of people. So it's just amazing to imagine how much water. We tried to get down here and have a look at it yesterday afternoon, and you couldn't even get near it. It was just flooded out the whole area. But you see this grassy area down here and across the river there, and then it steps up about 2.5, 3 metres, you know, onto the road. Well, the water was right up over the top of all this, right over the road into the rice paddies, and it's all run off pretty quickly actually. By yesterday afternoon, most of it was down off the road here and that already, you know. You see across the river here, Ibu's over there cleaning up her warung. You see these boats up on the side bank, they're just washed up there. I suppose they were anchored pretty well, or they would have got washed away, but you can see the devastation of her little warungs and that across there down on the riverbank. It's just destroyed. There was other ones here. here too. They're gone, completely gone. So you see straight away they got the police and that in here directing all the traffic after the floods. So they're straight on it. The government's onto it. They're doing a good job, you know. There's police everywhere at the moment on corners directing people in places where you can and can't go and stuff. So emergency services are out and cleaning up, and yeah. So even this road here at the top of my street was all a foot underwater. But we're lucky because my street runs all downhill and it just all runs straight down to a great big drain down the bottom. So we didn't get affected at all. So we were lucky because everything runs here, just runs straight down the road, and we've all got good drains and keep our drains unblocked so that they're not big drains, but they handle the water. It was overflowing, like it was a couple of 100 mil of water just running straight down to the big drain down the bottom. So we were lucky here because we're on a down slope, but a lot of areas were affected.